Gildan Media presents Your Coach in a Box, affordable, life-changing audio programs.
Shocked. Adventures in Bringing Back the Recently Dead. Written by David Casarett, M.D. Read by Walter Dixon. Chapter 1. The Big Mac Rule of Resuscitation and the Search for the Limits of Life. When I was a kid, long before I contemplated going to medical school, the television in our living room was the sole source of all my medical knowledge. Before I ever dissected a cadaver or listened to a heart, shows like MASH, St. Elsewhere, Doogie Howser, M.D., Chicago Hope, and ER taught me how to be a doctor. Specifically, they taught me that doctors are firm, decisive, quick-thinking, and almost always successful. Television also taught me how to bring someone back to life. Fortunately, that was a simple lesson for an 8-year-old. The television version of resuscitation followed a script that was mercifully predictable, and that predictability was helpfully marked by several reliable guideposts along the way. First, someone's heart would stop. That cessation of a heart was usually heralded by unmistakable signs, including but not limited to gasping, choking, eye-rolling, and chest-clutching. Next, and typically without any discernible delay whatsoever, everyone within hailing distance would descend on the newly dead character. One of these self-appointed rescuers would then place 2 hands on the character's chest and bounce up and down heroically. It was also about at this point that another rescuer, usually a tall, handsome doctor, performed a strange sort of kissy procedure with his mouth, guaranteed to provoke slack-jawed fascination in a boy not yet in middle school, especially if the victim was a woman. Finally, if the episode were really top-notch, someone would produce a pair of paddles, apply them to the victim's chest, and yell, "Clear!" At some point I developed the unshakable conviction that this shouted incantation had some ill-defined yet essential electrical effect on the victim's heart. I have a hazy recollection of standing over my freshly laid hamster one sad morning and yelling, "Clear!" repeatedly, in hopes of encouraging little Frankie to rejoin the living. Alas, Frankie was unfamiliar with the rules of televised resuscitations, and he remained persistently and unambiguously deceased. Then there would be a strange yet wholly incongruous commercial break, after which we'd be back in the thick of things. On cue, the victim would tire of being kissed by a tall, handsome doctor and would wake up. Or, occasionally, and just for variety's sake, the handsome doctor would tire of kissing a person who was becoming increasingly dead. Then he would stand up, say something solemn, and stride off purposefully toward the next crisis. It was thanks to these scenes that I developed a deep and lasting impression of how resuscitation...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?